Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Cohn, the editorial director here at Spin, and we're here with the great Travie McCoy. How are you today?
I'm well with your sexy ass. I'm coolin'.
You had it's great vibes out here today, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. There's a breeze too. Like, I feel like I'm in a robot or something. You know what I'm saying? Minus all the spikes that go through your crotch when you're
There you go.
Hey.
So you got a great set. There was
great.
a lot of fun. There was one moment after that was really poignant and impacted you, though.
Very, very poignant. I mean, coming off the high of like seeing shit fill out and everybody down with the sickness, like that dude with the things, Disturbed. Never mind. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, so nonetheless, I had a great show. Good vibes all around. Shout out to Redondo Beach, and I did a quick meet and greet afterwards, and just meeting new people, making new friends. Hopefully that I can sleep on their floors next time I come through Redondo. But there was a couple in particular, like they were older couple, like late 60s, early 70s. Not to age them, but they just talking to them, they were like, our son Jacob, or Jack rather, was a huge fan, and I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. And then I went back to like was, and I was like, what was? And she was like, yeah, he passed away 6 years ago. He dealt with bipolar, as do I, and addiction to opiates, as I did, and I kind of broke things down for a minute, shut it down so I could have a moment with them. Still trying to process it, you know what I'm saying? But it was beautiful, and I find myself in these instances a lot after shows where people come up to me and like, this song got me through this got me through this. But to have like a couple, and it's a lot. But yeah. Shout out to Jack, man. They told me that one of his favorite songs was Akidagain, so best believe, like, every time I play that song, I'm gonna shout it out to Jack, you know what I mean?
But it also shows you what an inspiration you are, that you always have been open about these things, and you are inspiring people to get help and to get their issues under control. So that has to feel good to have that kind of power over people and to
It feels
them.
good, but it's bittersweet.
Of course.
Knowing that these people are gone, you know what I mean? And we were talking, and I looked down, and I just remembered I had my Mac Miller chain on. I rock this shit every day. He was a different dude, you know what I'm saying? But addiction doesn't discriminate, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't discriminate, and some of us don't make it through, and the ones that do live to tell about it, I hope that they're sharing their stories to help other people get through it, you know what I mean?
But you being up there is enough proof of what it's like to come out on the other side.
I'm an open book, bro. Like, I'll tell you about my pinky toe fetish later on.
There you go. And,
Absolutely.
but when you are up there, though, you with that connection, though, that you can get fans to literally change their lives.
That's what I do it for, bro.
It's
That's what I do
incredible.
it for. I mean, honestly, it's one thing that got me to realize that I'm supposed to be here, you know what I mean? It's always been that connection, that push and pull, you know what I mean? And if I don't feel it, I'm depressed for like 3 days, you know what I mean? But it's more often the case that I do feel that connection than not, you know what I mean?
And how great is it when that does happen?
It's amazing. Even as heavy as that conversation was with that family, God bless their souls. Like, I can, you know what I mean? Like, we all walked away smiling, and that's the beauty of it, you know what I'm saying?
And how many people at these things come up to you and say thank you?
A lot. And I thank them, like, more than I feel I should be thanked, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Because they've helped me, you know?
So being up there, how therapeutic do you find it to be able to...
Oh, it's free therapy. I mean, my therapist costs about, like, I'd say like $450 a session. So this shit is free, and I get paid, son.
There you go.
I get paid for free therapy. One of them's free 99 with a bonus.
There you go. And what were you saying? You were saying, we were talking off camera about when people threw pills up on stage.
Yeah. So on the first Drew Class record, the first full length, Paper Cut Chronicles, we had a song called Pillmatic, and it wasn't really making light of the situation or fantasy, or like getting these kids. Oh, this is what's cool. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, this is what I'm going through, and this is what it sounds like and what it feels like. And a lot of kids connected that song Pillmatic, and there was a point where kids started throwing bags of pills on stage when we would play it, and at first it was like, and I'd have my assistant, like, I wouldn't be the culprit. I was like, yo, make sure you get all them bags, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'd have my pill diary on the back of the bus, like, all right, this is this, this is this, this is this. And I was like, shit, like, how many of these kids went home and maybe did one too many, you know what I'm saying? And there's this, like, this dark cloud of guilt that just floated over me for a long time. And I was like, we can't play the song anymore, you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel right. But then the flip side to that was I'd have kids come up to me and say, yo, like, I felt how I felt listening to that song, like, and that's why I fuck with you. And so, I still don't play it, but like, hearing the flip side to the coin was interesting, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that guilt is gone, but shout out to all the kids that have given me their 30-day, 2-year, 7-year, 15-year tokens. I still got them in a box, still repping for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Staying strong. Word up.
Oh, it's just, it goes back to you being a role model and being someone that the audience can connect to and understand.
Which I never signed up to be at all. I never signed up to be one. I think I became one by default, but I'll hold that role down forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, it is what it is, when you make connections with people, like, sometimes you leave an impression, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I met a homeless woman 2 nights ago smoking a cigarette who was an angel to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, she asked me for a cigarette, we had the illest conversation, and she said, like, looked me dead in my eyes, was like, here's your cigarette, I didn't even want a cigarette, I knew you were a child of God,
wow.
And I had to talk to you. And we'll get into that some other time,
yeah.
But
that's
it happens,
It's heavy though.
I call them God winks.
And you say you didn't sign up to be it, but it seems like you really have embraced being a spokesperson.
Absolutely. Especially in my older age, like these grays start coming in, you start to realize life is a lot worth a lot more than, you know what I'm saying, like being stupid and making dumb decisions.
What would you tell your younger self about being this spokesperson and role model? Would you be like, trust me, you're gonna get out on the other side?
That's the approach. Like, bro, there's no like rushing, just trust me, you know what I'm saying? Hold it down, things will pan out, and they have, you know what I mean? I ain't going nowhere. I know Big Pun said that, so I don't want to jinx myself. That's not funny.
But it's cool though, because it's not every day where someone is as open as you are and can impact lives in such a positive way through their music.
There's some people out there that are open books as well that I've looked up to, you know what I'm saying?
Like who?
I mean, we could go back to, the 60s and 70s where people were just like, hey, this is what I'm doing and it's going down. I was just listening to, was it Jefferson Airplane this morning and I listened to, what was the White Rabbit or?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like they were getting it in back then, very open about it, but I'm sure that someone that listened to that song was like, yo, like, this ain't the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the way. But it's still a banging ass song. Still a very banging ass.
Right on. So, what else do you want to tell everyone that's out there today?
Besides the fact that I thought it was Zach Galifianakis for like 2 seconds, and my man Daryl over here. Shout out to Daryl Hall, John Oaks, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say peace to everybody that came out to BeachLife Fest. Shout out to my manager, you know what I mean? Like Hodge in the cut, Hodgio with the beautiful hair. And thanks to you, man. Like, great conversation. And rest in peace, Mac. Rest in peace, Jack. You heard? I didn't even mean to make that happen. Just did.
Cool. Sweet.
That was beautiful, man.